Hello, everybody. FAI here, or I here, and welcome back to another Accureye Talks video. And in today's Accureye Talks video, I thought we'd talk about something that was kind of important in the sense of improvement for your game on your Apex Legends, or just in general, playing any kind of FPS game or even BR, because in general, I think this is an important thing to know about anything in the FPS game, like, overall, or just in general for BRs, because in BRs in general, this seems like a very important thing and something that really you should probably consider when it comes down to your overall playstyle of playing any kind of BR title, which is knowing your advantage. Too often there are way too many players, especially in this game, where, I get it. I know that everyone is kind of hungry and kind of like, that thirsty W keyer who kind of wants to go for an easy kill or something like that, or you want to go for an easy drop and easy elimination. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you could do that, but I think at the end of the day, this is kind of a dumb thing to do, especially when it comes down to just playing an overall title, playing the game in general. It's just like, it seems like this is kind of just a dumb thing to do as a as a BR player. And you gotta learn your advantage. You gotta kind of figure out how to create an advantage for you when you play any kind of BR game. Now, this will be a bit of a short video because I don't think there's much to talk about. But, I mean, in reality, let's face it, in any BR game, Apex Legends, Fortnite, or whatever BR game you play, you kind of are going to be set on trying to, focus on being, in that BR practice. You gotta practice to be in an advantage and, in general, be able to know where or if you have the advantage or not. I mean, it's easy to be a W keyer, or it's easy to kind of get hungry and want to go for W keying and just get drops. But I think one of the main problems that many of us in the low ELO, or just even in general, many of us face is the fact that we're too thirsty, we're too hungry. We want to go for, easy drops, easy eliminations. And, obviously in Apex Legends or any BR, eliminations just don't come easy. Sometimes you just gotta decide, is it worth me trying to eliminate this person? Now, this elimination factor comes in many purposes. It comes in with do you have enough gun, ammo, weapons, and supplies to deal with the exchange? Because let's face it, many of us make a mistake when we try and W key someone by running in close and just trying to get maximum damage by having the closest range off somebody, and, in general, that may be fine, and sometimes that's okay if you have the advantage, whereas, like, for instance, you got an easy hit or two off to somebody, but, you don't want to, use that as a be all end all, or you don't want to immediately go into the factor of, oh crap, I made a mistake trying to take out this one person, because I didn't have enough ammo, or maybe you didn't have armor. I mean, let's face it, sometimes, you also have to decide, is it worth W keying somebody if you have armor, or if you don't have armor? I will tell you that most likely you're probably at a disadvantage if you don't have armor, and it's probably better to not W key someone, or even just try to eliminate somebody if you have, for some reason, no armor or no way of, activating, or even just, being able to take some damage off this person. Because let's face it, 9 out of 10 times, if you do find somebody, or you do run into somebody that does get hungry or does get thirsty at trying to take you down or W key you, then, it's probably going to be you who ends up falling if you're, like, that person who has no armor when you're fighting somebody, like, let's face it, that happens. And when that happens, that does mean that you're at a disadvantage. So, you gotta decide for yourself where, what works best for you. What's the best option when you are trying to face somebody? Because, again, it's better not to, waste your time off taking damage on a fight that's going to be meaningless, on, doing something that's just basically like, well, that was dumb, because again, you don't want to be, caught in the middle of a fight with no armor or nothing that you can do. You gotta make some smart decisions when it comes down to it. Does this mean you're getting the elimination? Maybe not. I mean, let's face it, 9 out of 10 times, you may not get the elimination if you're playing smart, because, let's face it, your teammate may go in and get the elimination when you're trying to play smart, because, let's face it, if you've taken the advantage by having a few extra damage or hits, then, obviously, they can finish off the job if they need to. Now, does this mean you get the elimination? Absolutely not. Sometimes you don't even get the glory of having an elimination from time to time, because, let's face it, you gotta work as a team. It's not like you can be the one solo hero on any game, especially, when it comes down to advantage. Take a note when you are trying to determine if you have advantage or not. Take a note on where your team is before you engage, because let's face it, if you engage and your team is nowhere nearby, what's going to happen? Well, you're probably going to fall. You're probably going to end up being being caught in a bad situation. And that does happen from time to time if you're not paying attention, if you're not, and of course if you're not, realistically taking time to just, look at the advantage or look at the overall, the overall situation. So, you want to make sure that things are, going exactly as you expect them to go when it comes down to it. And, you want to make sure that things are, happening as you, run in the game and as you are playing. You don't want to make it to where you're ending up with, no advantage or anything like that. You don't want to, end up with being caught with your with, of course, your pants or your guard down, like that would be bad in any case or in any situation as it stands, So, I mean, always make sure that whatever you do, it's always going to be an advantage for you. You don't want to immediately drop into, having a situation where you can't, where you can't do anything. Because, I mean, nothing is worse than trying to get out of a situation where you don't have advantage or whatever. You don't have a way of protecting not only yourself but your teammates. So, it's like always keep an eye on the situation, always keep an eye on things when it comes down to your the way you play and the way you react. I mean, when it comes down to it, sorry about the yawns, but when it comes down to it, everybody, there's so much more at stake when it comes to playing the game and knowing if you have the advantage or not. You just gotta make sure that everything is set or everything, is in a way, working, for you. You don't wanna go into a bad situation and not have the advantage, or, walk into a situation where everything just goes to who knows where really quickly, because, I mean, that's going to be bad for you and bad for everyone in your team. So, that's why you gotta just take time to realize it and just take time to kind of know where everything is or what's going on. So, yeah, I mean, that's the way it goes, everybody, and that's the way it is. And obviously here I'm trying to figure out the sound settings so I can have a better advantage on, hearing things. And that's another thing that you gotta think about is, understand your sound. Like, figure out where your sound is. Because sometimes, like, for instance, on Apex Legends, as you can see. You know, the dialogue from the characters, while it's nice to have, sometimes it can be very distracting to hear the key elements that you need here. For instance, like, maybe it's a summoner spell, maybe it's or not a summoner spell, but maybe it's an ability, or maybe it's something like, I don't know, something like a gunshot coming through. You want to be able to know where these things are, because if you can't hear them, then because of the music, the dialogue, or whatever, obviously it's going to be muffled for you. So, that's another thing to help you gain advantages, like being able to know where where the sounds are, what's going on, and what you can hear. Because again, like it is, knowing what you can hear and how the sounds react is going to give you an advantage overall when it comes to like your overall playstyle and just in general playing the game. So, that's one thing that you should always consider overall with, playing the game and playing, in general. Because, yeah, like I've said, you gotta just know how that is, But anyway, that's the way it goes, So, always just learn, or at least take an idea of where you are, what your advantage is, and, how to react to certain aspects of the game. Because again, certain aspects of the game are going to help you, especially when it comes to creating an advantage and knowing exactly what's going on, how things are and what is happening. But anyway, that's just my, that's just my thoughts. This is just a little talk about the advantage and, how things are, how you can, better yourself in a game. Always just remember, know where your advantage is, understand what is going on, and just kind of get an idea of, before you engage, what you should be doing, Because again, if you're engaging and you don't know what you're doing, or you don't have an idea of what's going on, then obviously you're going to have trouble later on. And, that's not good in general, but, it is what it is. So, just, do what you need to do to, to succeed and, just help get yourself into a better point or situation for the advantage in general. And yeah, that's all it is about when it comes to taking the advantage and doing other things like that. Know your advantage, know what you gotta do to get the advantage, and, work around from there. But with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me today. Thank you for watching today's video. Thank you for being here. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, get subscribed, hit the bell notification, because I know you want to know when my next video drops next. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Thank you for watching today. And, yeah, until the next one, everybody, this is FAI, signing out, and I am live on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/FA_IEYE. I'm live on, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday for sure, but lately I've also been live on Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday are usually a 2 to 3 hour stream. Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday are usually a 4 to 5 hour stream. Well, actually, lately, Wednesday and Saturday have been about 4 to 5 hour stream, and Thursdays I usually will take a stream that's a little shorter sometimes. But yeah, with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me today. Thank you for watching today's video. And yeah, once again, if you like this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, get subscribed, hit the bell notification, because I know you want to know when my next video drops next. Thank you everybody for joining me, and until the next one, everybody, this is FAI signing out and saying farewell, everyone.